Hello and welcome to part 3 of my favourite Distractible moments. Quick disclaimer, I don't own any of the clips in this video, I'm not gaining any monetary or commercial or otherwise any sort of profit off of this video. This video is purely for entertainment purposes. Enjoy.
So Bob, you know how you hate when people just go around?
Sure.
You nodded your head before I even said what it was.
I knew I would agree with you. I knew what you were going to say, and I know I don't like that, so I'm with you already.
Go around in what way? Like sitting on Santa's lap fantasies?
We did it. Didn't we have a whole episode about that? Or
Hang on, Bob, pause. What did you say, Wade?
I said, like, whenever you need to get around someone in the parking lot.
No, that's not what you said.
a reach around? Or is that what you're talking about?
Giving Santa a reach around. Oh, listen, Santa, I really want that present.
Nah, I'm going to speak for all Santas and say probably not.
Let's hear your idea, man.
In sidelong glances or direct confrontation to that, there's a new law in Las Vegas that's going into effect immediately. You can now face jail time in Las Vegas if you stop walking in certain areas. Too many people were going around because people stopped walking, so now you can be sent to jail.
What area is there? Is there an ongoing tire fire in Las Vegas where people keep stopping to take pictures inappropriately or something? What?
Look, yeah, I'm as ignorant as you are because I just pull up these things and I read them word for word. I totally steal the content. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due, but that doesn't forgive me for my sins.
I have so many thoughts on this. Like, a little old lady drops like her coin purse or something, bends down to pick it up, and like SWAT just descends from the sky and's like, "You can't stop walking here," and just hauls her straight off to prison. Or a kid's like walking across, it's like, "No, I'm not going."
I'm seeing that this law is creating so-called pedestrian flow zones. So if you stop in a flow zone, which includes things like the pedestrian bridges that cross the Las Vegas Strip, you could face a $1,000 fine or 6 months in jail. You know what? Wait, you know what? This is coming around. I'm figuring this out. You know what this sounds like? It sounds like this sounds like a thing that when you read it on face value, you're like, really? Is this a problem? But this sounds like a tool to weaponize against like unhoused people or like people who are like busking or doing art on the street or anyone who is like out on the street, whether it's because that's like where they live currently or whatever. Like this sounds like that kind of thing, like hostile architecture where you design benches with spikes on them so that it's uncomfortable to lay on them or sit on them or use them for anything benches are for, shit like that.
I guess depends on what the areas are. I was thinking it was more like Flonase, but for people, more like a floatase to keep things running, you know, so you don't get stuffed up.
Maybe I'm overreaching. This is one of those laws where it's like, is this really a problem? Really?
Before we steal anymore, I gotta say, give credit. You remember how I was gonna give credit? I need to give it now before we gotta give credit. From the Men's Journal, Chris Malone Mendez. Okay, continue with the stupidity.
Hey, well, look, I see the Men's Journal. I'm reading from NPR, okay, and a much newsier news source, probably.
I'm reading between the eyes or between the lines. I'm not reading.
I have a question.
I don't think anyone had any doubts that you weren't reading. You don't have to say it.
If you violate the law, you could be charged with a misdemeanor and face up to 6 months in jail or $1,000 fine. And let me tell you, I feel like these don't line up. And I don't know law real good.
I agree. $1,000 fine or 6 months free room and board.
That is how some people will see that.
Well, okay, so misdemeanor. What is even a misdemeanor if it can face 6 months in jail? Misdemeanor to me sounds like, oh, you have to do community service or something like that. 6 months in jail is not a small amount of time. I know that sentences can go up to life or 20 years or something like that, but for standing in one spot, for not even loitering, really. Like, you see the pretty lights.
For almost loitering.
Almost loitering.
What constitutes standing still in a spot? Like, for any amount of time? For, like, 5 minutes? For, like, how long do you have to stand still?
There's no definition here in this article. What does the NPR say?
It is about 80 words. There is no definition. This new rule apparently comes just in time for Vegas to host the Super Bowl, apparently, is part of maybe what motivated this. But otherwise, I got nothing.
Those football fans, they're known for standing in the streets, not moving and not trying to get to their football game.
I mean, if they're drinking, that's the thing
true.
in Vegas in general. Most people who are in Vegas are there to like drink or gamble or both, or see strippers or whatever. There's some top line things that go on in Vegas.
It is kind of genius.
It's genius.
You make a line to get into the stadium.
You just arrest everyone in line.
You don't let people in, and you make sure that the line goes into one of the no stand zones.
You just have a bunch of cops standing on both sides of the herd of people who are trying to get in. The people in line are just like, oh, I got 8 inches back and forth. I gotta keep. The cops are like, yeah, you better keep moving.
If you spin in a circle, are you okay? If you're just in the same spot, but you're just spinning in a circle constantly, are you okay? Are you safe?
Yeah, do you have to be like not moving at all, or can you just like stretch your arms a little bit? Does your legs have to keep moving?
I would be super curious to read any of the actual verbiage of this law, because it's as my legal training is tingling inside of me to say, man, is it tough to define what it means to stop moving.
But if there's like a street side VR thing with one of those infinite treadmills, and you're like, I'm gonna have some fun, but you're running in place and you just hear woo, woo, woo. You see stars light up GTA style in your headset.
You're visiting Vegas with your grandparent who rides a jazzy scooter. The battery dies halfway across. They're just sitting there on their scooter like, oh crap, oh dear. Oh, and the cops are like, oh, I got one. Yeah, you need that scooter? I don't think so. On the ground.
Cops yell, stop. You stop. They're like, you can't stop there.
Freeze. What if that's the idea for the law? It's just a tag on offense. Every time the cops are chasing, they're like, freeze, and the person's like, oh, me? And the cops are like, he's blocking people. Add that to the list. He stopped walking.
Well, that's all we have for the Las Vegas new law. In other news, from Newsweek, by James Bickerton, Kentucky Republican pushes bill to make sex with first cousin not incest.
I heard about that. I live not too far from Kentucky. Like, it drafted across the river, and we got this sent to something horrible. And we were like, what is that? Looked at the news, and it was like, yeah, Kentucky man wants to fuck his cousin.
I'm not here to cast judgment on other people. I've never wanted to have sex with a cousin, but things happen. I don't know. I don't think the law saying or not saying that that's incest really changes how people are going to see it.
Is there a national law against incest? Is that like a crime, or is it only a crime in certain states?
I don't want to Google this, but I'm about to Google this. Is incest illegal?
It's how you Google it. Don't phrase it, what state is it legal to fuck your cousin? That's different than which.
Ohio doesn't criminalize incest.
Wade.
Getting closer.
What? Don't wade me.
Incest is a Class A felony if committed with a person who is less than 12 years old. I feel like that's a problem for other reasons. Or with a person without his or her consent causing See, but that's not about the incest part. Yeah. I think if you have sex of any kind with anyone, whether you're related to them or not, and they are that young or you don't have their consent, there's laws about that already, and that's a very serious other thing. I mean, maybe that's just to make it otherwise illegal. I don't know.
The reasons listed for it being illegal is related to genetic birth defects that are more common in children produced in incestual relationships.
Yes, that's like the most obvious thing that people know about. But there's definitions of what it is in the Kentucky law that is trying to get removed, apparently. Kentucky law states that a person is guilty of incest if they engage in sexual relations with the person they know to be, quote, his or her parent, child, grandparent, grandchild, great-grandparent, great-grandchild, uncle, aunt, nephew, niece, brother, sister, first cousin specifically, and then it goes ancestor or descendant. And I'm wondering about that definition, because let's say, for example, you've got caveman ancestor frozen in ice, and they thaw out. Still alive, straight up a baddie.
Wait, hold on.
So you've got...
I thought you were going somewhere completely different.
Look, you're so far removed, you might as well be strangers, right? But this says ancestor, no go, illegal. Right. But also in this definition, it doesn't say second cousins, third cousins, and I don't remember what the definition of twice removed, thrice removed is. I'd feel that an ancestor thawed from the permafrost would be farther removed.
So your first thought of your caveman ancestor thawed was, never fucked a caveman.
No, that's not what I said. I said,
well, it just could happen.
Well, ancestors also, okay, so
descendants that way. So you're frozen in permafrost.
Our lineages branch out.
So that caveman would be in a lot of trouble sleeping with almost anyone in the vicinity of where, yeah. No, it's very unfair to the caveman.
No, okay, wait, you suddenly fall into like the La Brea tar pit, but it's cold, right? The cold version of that, and you freeze. Oh! And you're frozen, right? 1,000 years later, you are melted from the permafrost by your great descendant, like 15-something generations apart. And that descendant wants to fuck you. Uh-huh. What do you do?
I fall out and I'm like, where am I? What year is it? Where's my wife? Where's my family? They're gone, but I'm not.
All right, it's a weird apocalypse scenario where there's no men left, and you're thought out as the last man on Earth. And it's all just your descendants for some reason. Only your lineage survived.
You're just going to have to dodge the Kentucky State Police for a while, I think.
I feel like if my entire lineage wanted to fuck me, I would be like, why do I have a lineage? We should have ended years ago.
All right, okay. I feel like this one got away from us.
In terms of it being illegal, if you're barring any sort of coercion or like issues that have nothing to do with it being incest, I don't know why it needs to be illegal, but I get why it's not a good thing, or like the gene pool or whatever. I don't know. I just want to know what the guy, or I don't know if it's a guy, even the person, the congressperson, the assembly member who's doing this, are they just like unabashedly like, yeah, I like my cousin, what of it? Or like, what is the motivation for this? Because there's always a motivation for a law. It's like, oh, this happened and it really impacted this family negatively, or this person got away with this crime, and so we're changing the law to make who wants bang cousin? Someone wants bang cousin.
Well, we all know lobbyists control the government, so clearly they're backed by soitsyourcousin.com.
Cousinsonly.com.
It's our own convention, cousinsonly.com.
It was us. We did it. For anyone that doesn't know this reference, you're not listening hard enough. Listen harder.
Yeah, the motivation for the law change now, it is curious. Like, what did bring it up?
Yeah, something happened. I want to know what that story is.
I want to see them stand up before, like, their constituents and before other lawmakers and be like, all right, here's what we need to vote on. Our gas prices are too, there's people home, we need jobs. No, more important. You ever just look at your cousin and say, damn?
Apparently, in all, fairness, apparently, as I read the article further, it was apparently a mistake.
That's how most cousin relationships happen.
No, not that part. The filing of the legislation was filed because the purpose of it, this is a quote from the congressman, the purpose of it was to add sexual contact to the statute, whereby it only had definitions for intercourse, right? So touching and groping was going to be added in, but he says that there was a mistake in that in the drafting process, first cousins was struck from the list, and he failed to add it back in.
Now cousins have to soak?
Oh, that is from this show. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we did. Give people a refresher of what soaking is.
Listen, I've got another thing to talk about on this. So thing number one, somebody that works in this assembly person's office absolutely did that on purpose and was like, maybe I could sneak this in.
Maybe freedom can be mine.
But can I just say this state legislator is also a former Survivor star. I didn't know that. I find that very interesting. So good job. Very good. Also, I mentioned earlier that incest is not specifically illegal in Ohio as far as my Googling found. Guess how many out of 50 states it is illegal in?
I would have assumed all of them, so I don't know.
20.
I'm going to say it's illegal in like 37.
It's illegal in 48 out of 50 states.
Damn,
we're one of two, baby.
Oh boy, what's the other one?
You know what? This doesn't say that, which is a little bit annoying, but Well, this is New Jersey and Rhode Island, but that just has age restrictions on the laws.
While you're looking, I just want people to know how great Cincinnati is, and we've got more reasons today than we had. Freedom rings in Cincinnati.
It's questionable in New Jersey and Rhode Island, and there's just nothing on the books at all in Ohio. Ohio's like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. So maybe it's 48.5 or 47.5 out of 50 states or something. But we're in a small minority here. Good job, Ohio.
So here's what you do. Have your family reunions in Ohio.
Wow, no. Nope.
Everyone loves their family. There's nothing wrong with a little more love.
Well, the thing is, like, for me, in my last meal is like, food's one thing, but for me, it's like the experience of eating. So I'd probably just anything that my mom would cook me. I would just have my mom cook my last meal. If I didn't do a crime horrible enough that she wouldn't disown me immediately, that I think that's really what it's, because I just remember all of my trips to the hospital. Like, my mom would just bring in one of her home pots full of boiling hot dumplings right on a rickety table that's gonna tip into my lap at any moment. I don't know. It just like has a bit more meaning, but the buffet at the Bellagio or any of the Las Vegas hotels sounds like a really, really good last meal.
Well, I don't want to imply things about your mom, but I think it's cute that you think she would disown you. You don't think she would barge into the room and be like, "That's my son. That's Markiplier. He's a famous murderer. Markiplier. That's my son. He's really famous. He's a handsome man. He's very famous." Like I feel like she enjoys infamy and fame probably very much the same.
Mm-hmm. I would believe that.
What about you, Mark? I have a feeling your mom had a lot to say.
My mom was so mad when I dropped out of college. My mom basically kicked me out of the house.
You didn't tell her for a long time, right? Like you waited a while.
No, I faked going to school every morning, and at like 8 a.m. I'll be like, I'm going to class. And drive to McDonald's or something and just sit in the lobby for a little bit and eat my McChicken. And then I would like putz around. I would sometimes even go on campus and just walk around there being like, dude, I'm a student. I don't know, just in case my mom visited or something.
In case she's taking pictures on, they're taking campus pictures. You got to be in the background of some of those. Or
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I got to Photoshop and hack into the website so that all the pictures have me in the background there.
Every single picture you're in somehow. Like, I'm really active at school, Mom.
When did she change? Like, what was the moment where she was like, okay, I support you now on the new endeavor?
When I bought a car, when I had a paycheck, when it made money. And then it's like, oh, never mind. And then she loved me screaming in the other room. Because that's the crazy thing. I was still screaming in the other room recording. And so she knew that I was there.
She like peeks in your door and she's like, what are you doing? You're like, homework. I'm doing my homework. This is for school.
Oh, physics!
Rokigning for, but you didn't see I'm practicing another language.
Yeah, it's the Swedish engineering is so hard.
Mark goes first. All right, Mark, the first sentence is, I heard the doorbell ring, but I wasn't expecting anyone.
And so I come up with the second half of that.
Yeah, you give me the second sentence, and it's a horror story, so make it scary.
Okay, so say it again.
I heard the doorbell ring, but I wasn't expecting anyone.
Wow.
I told you, I tried real hard, but I have no idea if these are good prompts, so good luck.
Especially since I was in a tent. Oh, fuck.
Oh man, that just raises so many scary questions.
And then I remembered, I don't have a door.
I know, right? Yeah, it's terrifying. You're camping out in the woods, you hear ding dong, fuck, you're done.
That's not good. Everybody knows that's problems. Well, okay. Mark, I think you can beat that. I believe in you. I heard the doorbell ring, but I wasn't expecting anyone.
God, I've almost got something. Oh, you're gonna shit. You're gonna shit. Go run to the bathroom, everybody. Listen to this. You're about to poop your pants. Especially since I was on the moon. Hope everyone made it to the bathroom in time.
Oh, fuck. shit.
I feel like I gotta play this Mark's way. Okay. I see the rules, how we're going. I didn't know he was a master craftsman.
I've been playing organs a long time. I know my stuff.
Comedy of the moment aside, that is scarier than the tax man, I think. Technically.
And the tent.
If you were on the moon and someone rang your doorbell, I would be pretty freaked. Especially since I heard the doorbell ring, but I wasn't expecting anyone.
It was my third night on fire watch in the middle of the woods, but I still saw a figure standing outside of the windowed door.
Spooky?
Especially because I was in the woods. Especially because I was in a fire watch tower. Especially because I was underwater.
All right, man, you can't have them all.
That was scarier. Wade, what do you got?
Especially because our plane hadn't even landed yet.
Is that your real answer?
You wake up for the ding ding. Oh, someone's at the door. Attention passenger, put your seatbelt.
Passengers, this is your captain speaking. Can somebody answer the door?
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, man. You know what? That's my final answer, because why not?
Ooh. Sorry we didn't laugh. I feel like we should laugh, but that's that's not what you're going for.
Like the original intent was not comedy here.
Reverse that ooh and repeat it, and hopefully it sounds like laughter.
Ooh. 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 Did I tell you guys about the loaner car that I had recently? I don't think I did. It's not that funny of a story, but as a large person, this happens to me a lot. I don't fit in things, but I can find a way to like work around it. I don't fit in the booth at the restaurant, but I'm like, can we just get a table or whatever? Like these things happen. Recently, my car had to go in, and the dealership, it's like warranty work, so they gave me a car for free. They were like, here, just take one of these, drive this around, and we'll give you your car back, tonight or tomorrow, whatever. But nice, and I appreciated it. And when I got to I was dropping the car off, and I was talking to like the service department guy, and then he handed me off to the guy who was going to get me the car, and he like sort of looked me up and down and was like, hey, what's up? How you doing, sir? So we only have coupes available for the loaner cars, right? Like 2-door, like small cars. And I was like, oh, that's fine, man. We had our other car, is a family car too. So like, I don't need to put the baby seat in it or anything. That's fine. And he's like, yeah, it should be fine. It'll be fine. Can I see your driver's license? And like, it was just a weird vibe. I got to the car outside. The guy gave me the keys and walked away. And I went to get in it. And I don't know if anyone else who's not like a very large person can relate to this, but I had that moment where I was like, I'll just slide in. And I didn't get past my like ribs. I was trying to slide into this car, and I went to sit down, and it was literally like, oh, all right, hang on. Maybe the seat's not all the way back. Maybe the steering wheel's not up. It was everything was as up and back and out as it could get. And so this was my car for at least the day. And getting in is honestly not the hard part. Like I had to sort of look at it and angle my body, but it's like you could have that moment where you're just like whoosh and you slide in, and it was fine. It was very comfortable to drive. But when that's how you get into something, getting out of it is usually horrific. And I like drove all the way home, parked in the driveway. It must have looked like the scene from Ace Ventura where he gets birthed out of the rhino. God. Like I started trying to get out of the car, and I was just like pulling, but I ended up on my back laying next to the car in the driveway. Naked because my clothes peeled off. That's fine. I don't know if my neighbors saw me. They probably didn't. It's fine. The last thing that had to happen between me and this car was I had to drive it to the dealer and drop it off to get my car back. And the way they were like, when you bring it back, just pull into the service garage to the inside part and drop it off. And I didn't think this all the way through until I got there. But where I had to drop the car off, there was a full 2-story wall of windows into the main showroom of the dealership, where every single salesperson and customer and every human in the entire building was looking out from their offices and desks at these windows. And then I parked this tiny car in there and proceed to do the fat guy dance of and also the service person who was like dealing with my car. I pull in and he's like, hey, that's Mr. Myskins. And he starts walking towards me. So the guy I've already talked to is walking towards me 20 feet away. And the entire rest of everyone is like, ooh, a red car pulled in. And then I have to do the exact same dance of like, and I end up like laying on the ground, and it's like the guy is standing over me because he's arrived at the vehicle, and to shake my hand, and I'm laying on the ground, and I do that thing where you just like pop up like nothing happened, close the door, but I'm like sweaty, like I pop out and I'm like, hey, good to see you, yeah, let's get like, God, fuck it, damn, like it's I don't know how relatable that is for anyone who's not just like, I'm very tall, I'm also a very big guy, fat guy, like it's fine, but man, did that suck.
I don't know if you saw, but I was in the safari car that pulled up with the, you know, the family there, and we were watching you. You really did a good impression with no hands going out of the car door. It was really impressive and quite a show. I think everyone learned something that day.
With no birth canal to really help me put on the performance, I kind of feel like I got there on my own very effectively.
I don't know where you conjured up all the fluids that came out, but you were very, very moist on the way out, and it
came from me. It was mostly sweat.
Okay, cool. All right, mostly? All right, cool. That's awesome. I need no more.
Well, it helps in that situation. If you piss your pants, sometimes it'll help you squeeze the last pack half out. Anyway, that's stuck in my mind forever now as the most recent thing where me being a very large person created a great scenario that didn't at all embarrass me for the rest of the week. And that was 2 weeks ago actually now. So it's clearly still, I'm not holding on to that.
We are tall people. You are taller than me by a little bit, but we are tall people.
We men here, we're tall.
Yes. You heard it, everyone. You heard it.
It blows my mind that like cars and plane seats and everything else just are not made to accommodate anything other than like perfectly average.
I get why planes and stuff are like that.
No.
The motivation for that is not complicated. It's money.
No.
They can want to put the maximum number of whatever seats and whatever in so they can sell them at, but you're right. Why a car like that? It's not like there wasn't physically space in the car for it to have been designed in a way where it would have been more accommodating to a really tall person. It just wasn't. Apparently Germans are not very tall because this was a BMW that I got into. So
Germans are definitely not known for being huge.
There are people taller than us, and sure, some of them are athletes like basketball players, but some of them are just normal people who are fucking freakishly tall. What do you do if you're 7'2" and you need a car?
Drive a Hummer, something. I don't know.
It upsets me. As a bald and tall person, I feel very, very upset at this.
What does bald have to do with it?
You hit your head on the ceiling. There's no protection. It's just like...
Oh, I assumed you'd have less friction with your shiny head.
Whenever you do make contact with no hair, you better hope it's like a really soft, comfortable thing that you're hitting, because if it's like sandpapery, it's not pleasant.
It's part of the reason why we have hair on certain spots in our body. Not the full reason, but we have hair in places that encounter a lot of rubbing.
And impacts.
30 minutes of rubbing?
At least.
More like 32 minutes of rubbing. Come on, man. I have a splinter. Ow!
Well, that's very fitting. You should probably clean that out, Mark, because you are a bacteria inside a human body, and the blood cells are coming. How will you defeat them?
Fascinating. Okay, can I ask a question about the context?
I think I know where you're going with this, and I'm excited about your question.
Where in the body am I?
You go first. You get to set the scene. We'll play it from there.
I'm already in the body?
You're already inside. The white blood cells are on the way.
Where is Osmosis Jones in relation to us?
Yeah, how far is Osmosis Jones, and how rapidly is he approaching our location?
On an old Disney movie at this point away.
Okay, interesting answer.
You get to decide, man. This is your scenario. I laid the groundwork.
All right, so I'm swirling around the circulatory system. And my objective is to kill this body, right?
Yes, and I remember one more thing here. I think each of you has to repeat what the previous person said as part of the story.
Oh, interesting.
Not only think, I know that for a fact, because this is my game. And therefore, that is part of this.
So I'm swirling around the circulatory system. I know that they don't know where I am, but also, unfortunately, I don't know where I am. So I'm going to stay, but I do know that eventually I'll make it back to the heart. And when I get back to the heart, I am going to try to grab onto the closest thing in the heart and just start worming my bacteria fingers in there and hopefully kill them.
All right. Oh, wait, I gotta roll the dice. I forgot about that part.
No, you could just call that doesn't work. That's fine with me.
That's my bad. I forgot. Mark's gonna try to grab the heart. Flop this thing around a little bit. Oh, God.
It's a number.
Triangle of fairness.
No.
No fucking way.
Oh, come on.
No fucking way.
No.
That is so fair. That's so fair. Oh, it's so
You're
fair.
an orgasming pig, and a farmer is coming to slaughter you.
Oh, God.
What, male or female pig?
Mark is the author of this story.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
You have at least 30 minutes.
Of what? Orgasm power? What do you mean at least 30 minutes?
Yeah, the farmer's not going to kill you during. He's respectful.
So what, do I gotta make it last long?
No, not necessarily. You just have to survive.
But you could.
Not the orgasm. You have to survive the farmer. The farmer is the threat. The orgasm's just happening. What's the matter? But I thought you were ready.
Come on, man. What do you even have to think about? The first move's obvious.
Okay, all right, here we go. Dear Penthouse Forum, I never thought it would happen to me. There I was with Betsy. Oh man, you've seen a pig before, right? Anyway, finish the deed. Barely 3 minutes into mid-finish, and here I hear Farmer John's boots thundering down the roadway. I know what's up. He fed me oats that morning. I know a trap when I see it. Look down, it's not Betsy. It's a pile of straw wrapped in a blanket. Fool on me, right? Well, anyway, I know that he's very polite. He'll make sure that I get to enjoy myself before my bitter end. Well, two can play at that game. I see a pail of milk that he left out. Fool he is. I've got a bucket full of fraud that's gonna keep this going all night long, so long as he sees some white fluid occurring. He's not gonna kill me because he thinks I'm not done yet. Take that bucket, stealthily slide it under me, and I just take a hoof and I go, yeah, for hours.
Bob, I hope you remember all of that. I don't know if I've ever hoped for a 20 more in my life, but I'm hoping for it right now.
Damn it.
Fucking God. No. Mark, you better hope to God it doesn't come back to you. Dear Penthouse Forum, I never thought this would happen to me. There I am with Bessie. You've seen a pig, right? Anyway, here I am, not 3 minutes into finishing, when I hear Farmer What's-His-Face's boots come slamming down the roadway. And I know what that means. He fed me oats this morning. I know what that means. And I look down, and it's not even Bessie. It's just a pile of straw wrapped in a blanket. It's okay, though, because the farmer's very polite. He would not dare slaughter me until I'm finished finishing. When I wield my most deadly weapon as a pig, my diarrhea that I can't stop from coming out violently. And so I just jump all over him and just try and smother him with shit and see if I can hold him down and drown him in my own shit.
Thanks for keeping that succinct, boys. Let's roll the second die.
God, I hope I don't get a 19.
It's a 4.
Oh no, it's Mark's turn.
I can't believe you remembered every single detail.
Except for Farmer John's name.
Yeah, whatever the fuck his name was, I don't care.
God, don't make me say it.
I'm sorry, man. The dice spoke.
It's mostly your own bullshit.
All right, dear Penthouse Forum, I never thought it would happen to me. There I was with Betsy. You know a pig, right? I'm not 3 minutes in finishing. I hear Farmer What's-His-Name's boot come thundering out the way. I know what's up. He fed me oats this morning, so I know what the game is. And I look down. It's not even Betsy. It's a fucking bale of hay wrapped in a blanket. But I know he's polite, right? I know he's polite. I feel bad, ashamed, tricked. He's very polite. He won't finish me before I'm finishing. So I look around with as stealthily as I can, see a bucket of milk, drag it under me. I go like, one white substance is good as another. Dip my hoof in and go, and then while he's standing there watching, kind of weird, but we're in this. And then I was thinking with my little pig brain, and I'm like, I have the ultimate plan. It took me half that bucket to think of this plan. I feign a heart attack. I know he's a sympathetic sort. He fed me oats. He made Betsy, I guess, and he would not dare kill me if I'm already dying. Shake the milk off my hoof. I lay down and go, ah, like I got a heart attack, right? Surprise, poop attack. I jump on him when he gets close. Diarrhea all over. It's the only tool I got left. I have very few fluids left in my body, but I decide to shit all over him. That'll teach him a lesson he'll never forget. And while he is flailing from all the poop, I grab Betsy for later and grab his shovel that he dropped, and then I do one of these.
Swing?
With both. It's not really like a swing, it's more like a I try to decapitate him.
Okay.
Wade, you can end this.
What? See, that was the third one. I needed 18 or higher.
Oh, that's definitely gonna happen. We haven't wasted a bunch of 20s on goofing around.
8?
Hey, teen?
No. Bob, do you?
Dear Penthouse Forum, I never thought this would happen to me. There I am with Betsy, not 3 minutes into finishing when I hear Farmer What's-His-Face's boots come slamming down the drive. And I look down and it's not even Betsy. It's just a bale of hay with a blanket wrapped around it. And I know what's happening. He fed me oats this morning. I know what's happening. But he wouldn't dare kill me before I finish finishing. He's a polite sort. And as I'm finishing, I look around and I see that he left a bucket of milk out, and I grab that and I slide it under, and he has no idea. I'm gonna be finishing for hours. I take my hoof and I dip it in the milk and I go, and as I'm finishing repeatedly, I get about halfway through the bucket of milk before I realize I need to find another way out. And he's a sympathetic man, so if I pretend to have a heart attack, he'll probably come check on me and his guard will be down. And so I wipe the milk off my hoof and I lay over on my side and I go, like I'm having a heart attack. And the farmer comes in and drops his shovel behind him and he's checking on me. And as he leans over to check on me, I jump up on him and start shitting everywhere. And as my shit attack is panning out, I realize this is probably not enough to finish the job. So I reach back and I grab Bessie and then I lunge off the shit-covered farmer and pick up the shovel that he had. I don't have fingers, so I kind of have it in both arms, and I go, and I try and decapitate him, and that doesn't work. But at this point, I've got an opening. He left the gate open, and so me and Bessie hightail it out the gate, and just on the other side of the path that the farmer just walked out to come slaughter me is the tractor. And I've seen this man operate the tractor hundreds of times, so I know what to do. I set Bessie down by the pedals and I say, when I say the word, you floor it. And I climb up top and I push buttons until that son of a bitch rumbles into life, and then I pull on some levers, and then I look down at Bessie and I yell, floor it! And I aim it right at the farmer laying in my shit pile.
All right. It takes 5 minutes to recap this story. Bob, you need a 17.
Oh man, I really hope for Mark's sake we get there. Oh, that's almost a 17.
It really wanted to stop on the 19 there, but it stopped at the 12.
You can start abridging things, I think, Mark. We're accumulating a lot of stuff.
Dear Penthouse Forum, you've heard this story before. Me, Betsy, you know pigs. Anyway, 3 minutes in, Farmer John's coming. I'm not done coming. But I look down, this is a fucking trick. Again, it's a pile of hay in a blanket. Anyway, he comes in, he's looking at me. I know he likes to watch. I'm not about that, but he fed me oats this morning, so I know he's playing. He's gonna wait till I finish. I stealthily put the bucket of milk under me, dip my paw, and go, I can keep that up for hours. Gives me enough time to think. Heart attack. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Shake my hoof off. Dumb idea. He comes over. Poop attack. Right in his eyes. Blast him. Grab Betsy. Grab his shovel. Tornado attack didn't work. I throw the shovel away, grab Betsy again, drag out to the outside where there's a tractor. I've seen the farmer use a tractor before. I throw Betsy up by the gas pedal. I say, when I say floor it, do it. I push buttons, I pull levers, get that thing rumbling, point it right towards where that farmer's shaking in my shit pile. I say, floor it. And I remember Betsy's a pile of hay. Can't really do that. I scramble. I like, shit, I'm on the other side of the tractor. It's already going. She's gonna blow if I don't divert power to the engine or the wheels. So I dive for the gas pedal, push Betsy, unfortunately, out of the window, and I see Betsy tumble right under the tractor thresher blades. No! She was a pile of hay. She actually reformed back into a bale. The blanket perfectly back all the way on the other side. Actually better than before. After what I had done to that pile of hay, was not in the correct shape anymore. Betsy's behind me. I hit the gas pedal, try again.
All right. I think you need a 16.
All right, I rig it to self-destruct and then I dive off with Betsy if you want something a little different.
No, I like that. I just don't know if it's gonna work. Please? Dear Penthouse Forum, I can't believe it happened to me. I'm with Betsy. About 3 minutes in, the farmer, what's his face? He fed me oats. I know what that means. He fed me oats. I know what that means again. I looked down. I looked down. Betsy's not even a pig. It's a bale of hay with a blanket. What the shit? Tricked again. Farmer gets there. I know he likes to watch. I'm not into that. But he's too polite. He won't kill me till I'm done finishing. And I look around. A bucket of milk. Obviously, milk equals jizz. I put the milk underneath me. I take my hoof and I can do this for hours. And I do. And about halfway through the bucket of milk, I realize he's too polite. If I pretend a heart attack, he'll get worried and come to help. So I clean the milk off my hoof and then and he comes in and he's all bending down and that's when shit attack and I shit all over him, especially his face, and he's writhing around, and then I use that opportunity to go behind him and pick up a shovel that he dropped, and I brought Bessie with me, don't forget that, and I try and tornado attack and the shovel doesn't do nothing because I'm a pig, and then I'm like, whoa, and I run over to the tractor that's parked over across the way and I toss Bessie by the pedals and I'm like, when I say the word, you floor it, and then I climb up and I push buttons and I pull levers and it rumbles to life, and then I yell down at Bessie, floor it, and nothing happens because Bessie's a pile of hay. So I jump down and I chuck Bessie out the window and she unfortunately falls into the thresher blades of the tractor, but it's okay because she's made of hay, so she reformed perfectly into the exact same bale of hay on the backside of the tractor, and the blanket's wrapped around her. She's even better because she's not all beat up by me fucking her, and then I floor it right over to the farmer, but then I realized that the wall of my pen is made of stone, so the tractor just goes right into the stone wall and a doink and nothing. And at that point I realized the farmer always keeps a loaded, cocked, ready to go shotgun hanging on the back wall of the cab of the tractor, and even though I don't have fingers, I could probably get that thing down close enough to him and then trigger with something, so I'm like, I'll shoot him in his stupid face. So I get the gun out of the tractor and I lay it down, sort of aimed it, and I try to pull the trigger and kill him with the shotgun.
All right, 15 or higher.
Please.
No.
It's a 6.
All right. Oh, dear. I don't have a lot of time. I'm 29 minutes into a 30-minute orgasm when I hear his footsteps coming by. Farmer, what's his name, is gonna kill me. He fed me oats this morning. Real nice guy, but I know what's up. I don't have long left. Drag a bucket of milk under me, start spewing out milk. He can't tell the difference. He's half blind anyway. I was half blind. Look down Betsy's pile of hay in a blanket. Look, don't have a lot of time. It was great until it wasn't. Start flinging that out, and then I realized I need to do a heart attack. Oh, shake off my paw at the same time. Fall over, roll down. He's so nice. Comes over real close, right within shitting distance. Shit in his eyes. Grab Betsy, grab his shovel, try to swing the decapitate, and didn't work. Too low to the ground. I go outside where his tractor is, and I know that I've seen him use it before. Throw Betsy up by the gas pedal. I say, like, when I tell you to floor it, you floor it. I start pushing buttons, pulling levers, and I get it lined up, engine rumbling. I go, Betsy, floor it! Duh, pile of hay. Throw it out the window. She goes into the thresher blades. No! And then she reforms into a pile of hay, pre-fucked, with the blanket still on it. It's great. Save that for later. I aim the tractor right at Farmer John where he's twitching in my shit pile. I hit buttons. I gun it. No, bounces off. Doink, right on the barn. Then I look back. That doink threw a shotgun down off the wall. Oh, shit, that's great. Grab the shotgun. I think I can get this kid in my mouth. Go over, try to shoot him in his stupid face. Boink! Blank! Fuck! He's so nice! He just had blanks in his shotgun. He wasn't gonna kill me at all. Maybe he wasn't gonna kill me. I apologize. I say, hey, bro, maybe I misread the whole situation. Can you please forgive me? You did right by me, by that hay bale. I'm not gonna lie, couldn't tell the difference. Why don't we just put all this behind us? Pal, I put my jizz-covered hoof out there for him to shake. Pal, buddy.
You need a 14.
Oh no.
Why?
All right, I have a new strategy. I'm going to try and get to the part where I add new stuff in one breath.
Okay.
All right.
Dear Penthouse Forum, I can't believe it happened to me. I'm with Bessie. 3 minutes in, the farmer starts walking down the path. I look down. It's not Bessie. It's a bale of hay with a blanket wrapped around it. The farmer's going to kill me, but he's going to wait till I'm done finishing. Oh, why is this making it harder to remember? Ah, fucking shit. All right, well, the breath thing was my own rule. Anyway, he's not going to kill me till I'm done finishing. And I see a bucket of milk, and I'm like, and then I dip my hoof in, and I'm like, and he's standing there watching, and halfway through the bucket of milk, I'm like, if I fainted, a heart attack. And then he comes in, and he's so worried, and I'm like, and I grab Bessie, I grab the shovel, and I tornado attack. Nothing happens because I'm a pig. Then I go outside, and then there's a tractor. I throw Bessie by the pedals, and I start the tractor. I push the buttons, I pull the levers, and I'm like, Bessie, floor it! And she doesn't do it because she's piled ahead. I throw her out, pressure blades. She's fine. Whoa, she's leaving hotter than before. And I floor it, and the tractor hits the wall and just doink. But because of the doink, there's a shotgun and it falls right down. I'm like, ooh, and I get the shotgun in my mouth, and I go and I shoot it, and bang, it's a blank because the farmer's so nice. And I'm like, oh man, this guy's so nice. I stick my jizz paw out, and I'm like, hey, can you forgive me? hey, buddies. Pals, and he looks me through his shit-covered eyes, and he grimaces, and he says, I'm gonna eat you myself. And I look around frantically because I realize he's not gonna forgive me, and there's an oil lamp hanging on the barn, up on the rafters of the barn, and I'm like, well, I don't know if I'll make it out, but maybe we'll both die, you son of a bitch. And I jump up and I smash the oil lamp so that it bursts into a huge thing of flame, and the entire barn is engulfed in a conflagration of flame because it's all filled with hay and all kinds of flammable shit. And the farmer's laying there still trying to get his bearings back from the shit, and I stare into his eyes as he realizes that he's gonna die, and it's all my fault.
You need a 13.
Oh, good.
We've not rolled higher than a 6 in a while. We're due.
Just say it was a 13.
It's an 11.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Mark, you need a 12.
Oh, fuck you, man.
3-hour episode of mostly just this one thing.
Your Penthouse Forum, I never imagined it would happen to me. You know Betsy, right? Well, anyway, 3 minutes into my 30-minute orgasm, I hear Farmer John. He's coming my way. Oh, shit. Oats this morning. I shouldn't have known. He's going to kill me. Look down. It's not even Betsy. It's a hay bale and a blanket. I say, fuck, grab a bucket of milk that he forgot, pull it under me, start slinging it around. He walks in, loves to watch. He sees me slinging around. He's like, oh, I better wait till he finishes. He's so nice. He's so goddamn polite. Anyway, I get a lot of thinking time in as I'm flinging going, and then I realize, if I fake a heart attack, he's so nice, he's not gonna kill me if I'm already dying. He might think something wrong with me. Go over, shake my hoof off with milk. He comes over real close, shit in his eyes. He falls down, grab Betsy, grab the shovel, try to tornado attack him, doesn't work. Go out to the tractor, throw him up by the pedals. I start pulling off, pushing levers. It fires life. I go, for it! She's a bale of hay. I throw her out the window. She goes into the thresher blades. I go, no! And then she's even hotter than before when she comes out the other side with the blanket still on it. Man, that was a good blanket. I hit the gas pedal, bounce off the wall, boink. Oh, shotgun falls down. I grab it in my mouth. I go over there. I'm like, I'm gonna blow you away, you son of a big click bang. It's a blank. This guy was so goddamn nice. I stick out my milk-covered, jizz-covered, shit-covered paw, and I go like, pal. He says no. I like, well, fuck you then anyway. He was gonna eat me himself. He says I grab the lantern from up on high. I dive bomb into it. I dive up bomb into it. I headbutt it. Blast into a fireball conflagration. It takes the whole barn covered in hay everywhere, wood, beams. I say like, wait, maybe I can't kill you, but I'm gonna take you with me or something. I said something cooler than that. It was in the moment. I can't remember right now. And then as we're all burning and we're in there, he rises from the embers. He's half, you know, V from Vendetta, when he stood out of the ashes, everything went, oh! That's what he did right then and there. He's naked too. Well, I mean, I'm naked too, but I'm a pig, but that's okay. And then I see behind him, Betsy there. She's walking into the flames right behind him. He doesn't see. He's too busy screaming, about to kill me. Removes the blanket off of herself, wraps him and her in the blanket. I'm like, oh, my bacon's sizzling, but she's sacrificing herself to take this guy down once and for all because a blanket's gonna seal them both up. They will both burn, and I might live, but he will die, and I might die.
I have a clarifying question. Is Betsy at this point still just a pile of hay?
It's a bale of hay with a blanket.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
clearly.
Okay.
100%.
All right, you need a 12. Bob, you're up. It's a 3.
No.
That dice is so bullshit.
Bob, you have a 50% chance. You just...
Dear Pet House Forum, I can't believe it happened to me. I'm with Bessie. I looked down. You know a pig. 3 minutes in, the farmer starts walking down. I look down again. Bessie's made of hay. Oh no. Farmer comes down. He fed me oats. I know what that means, but he's gonna wait to kill me until I finish finishing. oh man, I'm starting to lose bits of it. And I'm like, well, I can finish forever. I see a bucket of milk. I slide that between my legs. I dip my hoof in and I start going, and I'm doing that for hours. And about halfway through the bucket of milk, I'm like, oh, fake heart attack. And then I shake the milk off my hoof and I'm like, and he comes in because he's stupid. And he looks at me. And as he's bending over, he guards down. I jump all over and I shit all over him. And that doesn't kill him. I don't know why it would. And I grab the Bessie and I grab the shovel and a tornado attack. And that doesn't do anything. And I grab Bessie and I'm like, tractor. And I chuck her up by the pedals and I'm pulling levers and pushing buttons and rumbles to life. And I aim it at the farmer. And I'm like, floor it. Nothing happens. Bale of hay. I chuck her out. It goes into the thresher. Nothing happens. Bale of hay, but sexy. And then I floor it. And doink, hit the wall. Farmer not dead. Shotgun falls in. And I grab the shotgun. And I'm like, oh, I'll kill him. And I get click, bang. Oh, it's a Blake. Oh, he's so nice. I stick out my jizz, mud, shit, milk covered hoof. And I'm like, friends? And he's like, I'll fucking eat you. And I'm like, oh, then we'll both die. And I smash the oil lamp and it bursts into a conflagration. And the whole barn's going up because it's filled with hay and shit. And I'm looking around and he's not dying and I'm like, oh, I'm sizzling. And then I see Bessie jump into action and jump on the farmer and wraps her hay bale arms around him and the blanket and seals him up tight and then turns him into a hot pocket and gonna cook in the barn. And I'm like, oh, he's definitely dead now. I'll get the rest of my revenge on his family. And I go hop in the tractor and drive up towards the farmhouse. Then as the tractor is floored right at the farmhouse, I find another oil lamp because it's an old tractor. Then I smash the oil lamp all over the outside of the tractor and now it's a big rolling fireball and it crashes into the farmhouse to kill the rest of his family.
You need an 11 or higher. Please. You did it. It's a 15.
Oh, the curse has been broken. The worst places I got recognized was in a hospital waiting room. Have I ever told you about this?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So it's like, I've been in a hospital, and so it's crowded one day, and I'm like, ooh, my gut, oh. And so because I go in the emergency room, and, I tell them, like, oh, man, I got poop backed up. And so I go to sit, and they're like, they give you the band, and then you go sit, we'll call you in. It's this one guy I passed by was like, hey, are you Markiplier? As soon as I walk by him and I go like, yeah. And he goes like, that's really cool. And I go like, yeah, okay. So I go sit down. And then when they call me, they say your name really loud. So like, Mark Fishback. And then I get up and I hobble up and it was a crowded waiting room. So they only went in because you do the triage and they like make sure you're not dying right away. And then they send you back out if you're not in super death mode. And then as soon as I got back out, there was a bunch of people just being like, just pointing at me as I'm like, oh God. I was wondering if there was going to be like a snuck photo like of me in my chair just like so I cringe. Nothing I specifically did wrong, but it was a situation that I think about.
I don't know if this counts. Tell me if this counts. I don't like talking about what I do. Like one of the standard small talk questions is people will be like, oh, what do you do? What's your job? What do you do for a living? Whatever. And I don't mind talking about it, but I always try and downplay it. Like I'm not just like, oh, I'm on hit podcast Distractible. Have you heard of it? But I'm always like, I do like YouTube and do a podcast and like it's going well. It's fine. When it comes up with family, it always makes me cringe. And it's not that like my family is really chill. It's not that like they're like, oh, get a real job. Like we're doing fine. I'm doing fine. My family is good and we're supported and it's good. It's the content of it. Because when it's family, they're always like, oh, what are you doing these? Are you still doing YouTube? It's like, well, I just started doing this podcast. And they're like, oh, what's it called? I want to go listen to it. We should put it on the whole house right now. So everyone, and that next step where they're like, what episode do you recommend? And I'm like, oh, grandma, well, I don't know if you'd really care for it. It's not that. It's a bad podcast. It's not great. But like, I feel like it always comes to, and it happens to like my parents or Mandy's parents will like introduce us or, oh, this happened at our anniversary party specifically. Mandy's dad or parents had invited friends to the anniversary party we had. They are teachers. And so a lot of their friends are teachers. And he was like, these two guys, them, they're teachers. They're coming to the party. They're trying to start their own podcast. podcast. Can you talk to them about like, what do you need to do for a podcast? And I was like, I can already see where this is going, but I can't really say no. So sure. And they're like, yeah, we want to do a podcast about like, you know, teaching and positive stuff and like children appropriate, but also parents will find it useful. Can you help us? And I was like, a good rule would be not to swear so much. You should do, and you're going to want a microphones. Oh, like, man, am I not the one to ask that sort of question to? I mean, I'm proud of this show, and honestly, it's really cool. And when I'm talking to like friends, yeah, listen to it. You might like it. I don't know. But it's specifically with like family and friends and family. It's always just like, oh.
Yeah, the family that still thinks you don't curse like 50 years later. And then they're like, I listened to that episode where you guys talked about sex a lot. I was like, oh, which one?
We tried to listen to this week's episode, and we got to the part about Sonic jizzing on his own quills through space-time portals, and we were like, maybe this one's not for us. God. All right, sorry, Grandma. Try again next week, I guess. We'll try and chill out a little.
I think I told that one. I was talking to my history teacher, and I was talking about the project that I brought out. I made this like really cool display, and I was gonna go pick it up, and she and I were talking, and then like I was gonna go leave, and she just like opens her arms for a hug, and I was like, all right, I guess, and I hugged her, and she looked at me weird, and it turned out she had like a family member walking in the room behind me, but I had no idea. She walked past me, went to hug them, and I was just like, and I just left.
How old are you?
Oh, dude, this was 9th or 10th grade.
Oh, so it's way less.
Yes, man.
If you were like 8, I could understand.
I wasn't young, no, man.
So you're not only hugging her, you're way taller at this point. Yeah,
I was 6'2" or 3 or 4, and I was fully grown man. And she's like a 5-foot teacher, so I was like, this is weird, but I guess if you want a hug. And I leaned down, gave her a hug, and she looked at me like, the fuck did you do that for? It was awful.
That's really funny. I haven't heard that one.
I swear I told that story here before, but God, I hated it.
I don't remember hearing it. I'll count it.
That's the first one I always think of. I just didn't tell it because I thought I already had. But when I think of cringe, it's always that moment, because she and her, whoever it was, sister, aunt, whatever, they both looked at me like, the fuck? And I was like, man, I'm just gonna go now.
Then you strutted out that door, elbows high.
It was awkward, like, go to say something, can't think of what to say, can't apologize. So I just looked, stutter stepped, looked again, and then just fucking beelined it out of there.
That's really...
This is the story of a 26-year-old woman who is just dropping her friend off down the police station. Her friend contacted her and was like, hey, I need to go to the police station. Can you give me a ride? And the woman was like, I'm a good friend. I can definitely give you a ride. Let's go. And they got in her SUV, and she drove down to the police station and dropped her friend off, and then proceeded to drive into the parking garage of the police station, into an area that was pedestrians only, down several staircases, and ended up getting stuck down at the bottom of these staircases in an area that's not car-sized because it's for people to walk in because it's stairs. And when this is at the police station, where the police came and talked to the woman, and she was like, listen, my bad. I was just following what my GPS told me to do. And the police were like, we think it might be because you're super drunk right now. Let's take you inside and figure this out.
Was she?
She was incredibly drunk. This is not the highest blood alcohol level in my list of stories, but she was more than twice the legal limit, according to this news article.
So her decision was, while drunk, let's drive. Already terrible, about as bad as it can get. But let's also drive to the police station.
A safe destination.
She heard there was a reward for turning yourself in. She was like, I gotta get in on that.
This one feels like it could be anywhere, but she's a Florida gal.
Wade's picking up something.
No, I also say Florida, because...
Well, where's the balls on this one?
I don't know, man. Oh, they're shrinking. Oh, they're gone.
I knew it.
The excuse is what gets it to me. The excuse feels Florida. I believe Florida.
What do you think an Ohio woman would have just been like, oh, you got me. I drank, sir.
I think what he's saying is the GPS was also drunk, and that only happens in Florida. Its water cooling was twice the limit.
Look, man, if there's a voice pack for like a drunk GPS, take a left and, I don't know, a little bit.
You missed it. Turn around.
Take a U-turn. Back a U-turn.
I know where it is. It's up here on the right, left. It's on the left. I think it's like there's like a straight side.
Yeah, be in the left to go right. It feels really weird, but do it.
Pull over. I don't feel very good.
All right. You're both right. That took place in Florida. How could it not?
I understand it now.
Well, I like this one. This one, the headline's not so flashy, but the story's pretty good. This one is there's a man in his 20s who stole a truck. Caught stealing the truck. Police were called. Police pursued this person in the truck, and he's driving and gets onto a street where there's like a police blockade ahead of him. He sees there's police parked up. He's being chased by police. He's done for, but he has an idea. He stops the truck and bails out and hops on his skateboard. Interesting side note, this man was wearing a high visibility construction worker vest. Could not be more visible in the evening dusk setting sun. Got on a skateboard while surrounded on all sides by buildings and police in cars. Did he escape on the skateboard? No, he did not. He literally hopped on the skateboard and skated right at the blockade, and the cops were just like, and pushed him over and arrested him. And he got in trouble for stealing the truck because that's not allowed. Anyway, I just love that he's wearing, there's a picture of him like post arrest from like a news, whatever, people somewhere nearby. He's literally wearing one of those bright yellow with retro reflective tape vests that you can see from 2 miles away that guys wear when they're working on the highway at night. Even if he could get past the cops, they could see him from everywhere.
This greedy asshole had a skateboard and thought he needed to steal a car too. How many wheels do you need?
What if the skateboard was in the stolen car? Maybe it was just fortuitous.
He just happened to know how to skateboard and stole a truck with a skateboard, and it was like, there's no way they'll stop me. He's got a getaway contingency for his getaway.
Yeah, well, clearly it worked out so well. How could you explain that?
And there's construction everywhere. All he has to do is hop out and he'll blend in.
He hops out with a shovel and he's just like, oh, just digging the road. What are you guys doing?
Officer, stand back. Gas leak.
All right, to get here as quickly as possible to emergency road gas leak problem. It's fine.
I think that this one has all the hallmarks of Florida, and I'm already locking it in, but I'm going to explain it. It has a multi-step plan. All these Florida man or Florida woman things have multi-step plans. They have an objective, and then they circumvent when obstacles get in their way, and they have a funky escape vehicle. I think this has every hallmark of a Florida.
I do too, except skateboarding in Florida, it's pretty hot. Not Florida.
Pretty hot, all right.
I feel like what you want is hot weather outside for skateboarding.
You want warm weather.
Well, okay, that seems like a narrow distinction, but okay. Anyway, despite your flawed reasoning, Wade, this took place in Los Angeles.
No!
It was Mark.